Okay, so what happens when you're looking for a totally new life, right? And you stumble straight into, well, the supernatural, specifically vampires, but with this really funny, totally unexpected twist.
Exactly.
Today, we're doing a deep dive into Christopher Moore's novel, Bloodsucking Fiends. A love story. It's fantastic. We want to pull out some of the most surprising insights and bits from the story.
It really is a great read. It manages to blend horror, genuinely laugh-out-loud comedy, and, well, probably one of the most unique romances you'll ever come across. Moore really pushes things, what a love story can even be.
Especially when, yeah, one half of the couple suddenly needs regular access to Nex.
Like, precisely.
So our mission here is to unpack the most surprising stuff from this wild ride. We're going to follow the journey of these two characters, totally mismatched, who somehow find love in all this undead chaos in San Francisco.
Yeah, it's really about how completely your life could just flip upside down and how people adapt or, try to adapt to the absolute bizarre.
It's about getting thrown into the deep end of the weird pool, isn't it?
And somehow learning to swim and maybe even enjoying it. Proving love can conquer, well, almost anything, even a serious sunlight problem.
Let's start with Jody. She seems pretty normal at first, working in San Francisco, brokerage house, that kind of thing.
Right, just a regular person.
Until she gets attacked, and it's brutal. The book describes her hand getting horribly burned, like black and cracked. She tries to call her boyfriend, Kurt.
Oh, Kurt.
Yeah. And he's more annoyed she's late for work than worried about, the fact she was just attacked some guy.
He is really something. But what's striking is how Moore uses this awful attack. It's not just plot. It's the trigger for this huge identity shift.
Right. Her senses just explode almost immediately.
Yeah, smelling dead fish, diesel fuel, hearing fog brush buildings like wet velvet. It's like her body's already tuning in, isn't it?
Before she even consciously knows what's happening.
Exactly, even before the full transformation hits.
And that transformation,
Yeah.
wow, it's described so vividly. After she feeds on Kurt, and let's be honest, maybe he had it coming.
Maybe just a little.
The description is just visceral. Needle-like points pushing through the skin behind her canines, then this machine gun orgasm, dark chocolate, spring water in the desert.
Yeah.
That intensity, that almost violent pleasure during her first feed, it feels like a key insight into how Moore messes with the usual vampire tropes. It's not just a curse, it's this like seductive new reality. It challenges how we usually think about horror and desire, right? How does that immediate, almost euphoric reaction set her apart?
Oh, it's brilliant because, usually vampire stories are all about the tragedy, the lost humanity, the suffering.
Right, the angst.
Exactly, the angst.
Yeah.
But Jody's experience, instantly, powerfully pleasurable. It's not this drawn-out struggle against her nature. It's like, boom, this is ecstatic acceptance almost.
So it flips the script.
Totally flips the script. It makes vampirism less about damnation and more about this, well, unexpected and, yeah, bloody, but kind of liberating thing. She wakes up, perfect body, no scars, eyes go black in the dark, super strength.
But also the sunlight thing. Can't eat food, can't drink water.
Right. And then it hits her. She's been a vampire for 4 days, just like that.
Yeah.
It's not just physical. Her whole old identity is just shattered.
4 days wandering around undead without knowing it.
Oh.
Okay, so while Jody's dealing with her new perfect sun-avoiding self, we switch to Tommy Flood,
Ah, Tana.
a wonderfully naive writer-to-be from, where was it? Incontinence, Indiana.
Yep, Incontinence, Indiana. His arrival in San Francisco is less than smooth.
Understatement. His car, Rosinante, is literally on fire when he meets his landlord, Wong One.
And Wong One immediately sizes him up as a victim, which, well,
Kind of sets the tone, doesn't it?
it really does. And he lands in this equally weird living situation, sharing a room with 5 other Chinese guys, the Wongs.
Who later ask him to marry them.
All 5 of them. Well, maybe not all at once, but yeah, for citizenship. It just shows you right off the bat how adaptable Tommy is, even before things get properly supernatural.
So he's got potential vampire chaos brewing somewhere else in the city, and then this completely different, but just as bizarre, social situation with the Wongs. He really is a fish out of water.
Absolutely.
How does Moore use that Midwestern naivete, that whole living situation, to show us who Tommy is before Jody even enters the picture?
Well, it establishes him as someone who, yeah, he's gentle, maybe a bit naive, but he's also incredibly resilient. And he's open to the absurd, He doesn't freak out and run. He just sort of adapts.
Right.
We learn his dad, who worked at a forklift company, kind of accepted Tommy's writing dreams with tolerant incredulity. Even did this whole good cop, bad cop routine about his life
I was
choices.
thinking if he was a communist or something.
Yeah, exactly. So he's got this background of like endearing eccentricity that somehow prepares him for a life that's way beyond ordinary. He just doesn't know it yet.
Okay, so how did these two, Jody and Tommy, these completely different people, actually connect their first date, Enrico's?
Yes, facilitated by Frederick, the flamboyant waiter,
Who notes Tommy's Mr. Green jeans charm?
and Jody's over-accessorized look. But what's really insightful is how fast it happens. It's almost transactional, but it's also genuinely bonding.
Jody just comes right out with it, doesn't she?
Totally blunt.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you wanted to get a place together. And immediately she's like, I need your help during the day. Get my car out of impound.
It's not your typical meet cute, is it?
Not even close. It's built on this immediate practical need, which weirdly maybe forms a deeper connection than some, conventional movie romance.
And Tommy's response, 5 Chinese guys asked me to marry them today.
It just seals the deal, right? Okay, we're both in weird situations. Let's do this.
It's like their shared strangeness is the foundation. Mutual need, willingness to embrace the bizarre. What's more saying there about love when it starts like that?
I think he's suggesting that real compatibility isn't always about shared hobbies or whatever. Sometimes it's about a shared ability to just handle chaos, to embrace the extraordinary together.
So they find a loft. Windowless bedroom, obviously.
Perfect for Jody.
Yeah.
And Tommy's reaction to finding out she's a vampire. Initially, yeah, he's scared. Tries to, throw ice water on her?
Yeah, tries to make her grow fur like in Dracula. Bless him.
But that fear doesn't last long, does it?
No, he gets over it surprisingly quickly. Starts finding it exciting even. He feels energized, stronger after she feeds on him.
Starts to look forward to being bitten.
Yeah, and he has this realization, this profound thought that the danger of living a normal, boring life had passed completely. It's such a beautiful but twisted acceptance. Does that, sanitize the horror of vampirism, or is it just showing Tommy's unique brand of niceness?
That's a really good question. I think maybe both. For Tommy, it's not really sanitizing horror so much as it's the antidote to his fear of a boring life. Remember his background?
Mm-hmm.
Working at the grocery store, his dad expecting him to get a factory job.
Yeah.
That felt like this future tightening on him like an anaconda.
Okay, yeah.
Jody being a vampire doesn't just ease that pressure, it completely obliterates it. Replaces his dread with, exhilaration.
Yeah.
It shows how love can just bloom anywhere, pushing boundaries of what we think is normal.
And speaking of the grocery store, the supporting cast in this book is amazing. They all seem to reflect or challenge Tommy and Jody. Like his coworkers, the animals.
Oh, the animals. Yeah, they add this layer of just absurd chaos, don't they? The ski boat thing on the soapy floors.
Cooking weenies on sterno. But what's surprising about that? It seems like just comic relief.
Well, it is funny, but it also shows Tommy's depth. Like, he helps Simon, one of the animals who struggles with reading, with the order book at work.
Oh, right.
So amidst all the craziness, there's this real camaraderie. Tommy makes genuine connections, even in these totally outlandish settings.
Then there's the Emperor, the homeless guy with the beer can fedora.
And the wildest eyebrows Tommy had ever seen. He thinks he's saving the city from the fiend, the vampire, who turned Jody.
And he has these cryptic ideas about fallen gods, like business people versus new gods, the creators. What's his role? Is he just color or something more?
I think he's kind of more satirical Greek chorus. He's on the fringes. But he has this weirdly accurate, almost prophetic insight into the city's supernatural side that nobody else sees.
Right, the normal people miss it.
Yeah. And his conviction actually drives part of the plot. It makes you question who really has wisdom, the guy who seems mad or the scientists. Meanwhile, Jody's trying to figure out her new existence. She tries a vampire support group.
Oh, that scene with the capes and the glow-in-the-dark fangs.
Yes. And she instantly knows, nope, this isn't for me.
What does that rejection tell us about her or maybe Moore's take on subcultures?
I think it's a great bit of meta-commentary, really. It shows that even when you're in this extraordinary world, there are still, social norms and cliques that feel fake or just not right.
She's not looking for a prepackaged identity.
Exactly. Jody's not trying to join the vampire club. She's forging her own path, and that path is much more about her connection with Tommy than, capes and fangs.
And then Steve shows up, the medical student.
Right. He tracks Jody down by her lack of body heat, and he drops this bombshell, his scientific theory. Vampire tissue has non-human DNA.
And maybe it's reversible.
Yeah, which is huge, right? Suddenly there's this glimmer of science in a supernatural story. How does that complicate things or enhance Moore's unique take?
It adds this layer of like contemporary realism, doesn't it? It grounds the supernatural a bit, makes a cure seem maybe not magical, but potentially actually achievable.
Which then raises the question, how do the regular cops handle this? You've got Detectives Rivera and Cavuto investigating the Whiplash murders.
The vampire killings, yeah. Blood loss. Cavuto's the old school skeptic.
Yeah.
Ninja redheads my ass.
Classic Cavuto. Well, Rivera's grappling with it, right? He's even carrying his mother's silver crucifix, just in case.
Just in case. And naturally, Tommy becomes suspect number one. They find Jody in the freezer.
Which was Tommy trying to keep her safe. Or, chilled.
Yeah.
Terrible idea, great intentions.
Plus, there's a book with his fingerprints near a victim. He stayed at a motel where another body was found. It all points to him. What's the humor or the insight when you smash regular police work into this totally supernatural reality?
Oh, the humor is just the sheer absurdity of it. Trying to fit these square pegs, fanged vampires into the round holes of standard police procedure.
Yeah.
Cavuto's skepticism is like the rational world just refusing to see what it can't explain. And Rivera's crucifix is that reluctant, almost scared acknowledgement that maybe, just maybe, something weird is actually happening. It's a great commentary on how we react when reality gets fundamentally weird.
It builds to this insane vampire hunt. Tommy, the Emperor, and the animals, they're going after the original vampire on a yacht, the Sanguine the Second.
And their weapons.
Yeah.
Spear guns, fighting swords, a shotgun.
And a bomb made of potassium nitrate and wild turkey whiskey.
You can't make this stuff up. It's this amateur hour vampire hunt. Pure chaos and humor. What's really insightful about this team up, though?
It really drives home that idea that family isn't always blood, right? It's shared experience, shared absurdity in this case.
Exactly. These are Tommy's people, his surrogate family. And they rally around him for this completely insane mission. It shows that even with monsters around, humanity, even in its weirdest forms, can, pull together.
And then things get really interesting. The confrontation on the yacht. Jody shows up.
And saves the original vampire. Pulls the spears out of him as Tommy's about to finish him off.
Totally shocking. And then she takes the injured vampire back to their loft to heal him. Tommy's just left there. Like, what just happened?
Yeah, completely bewildered. What does that act tell us about Jody? Her identity, her connection to being a vampire?
It's such a pivot. It messes with everything we thought we knew about her loyalty. It suggests maybe there's this deeper primal link to her maker or her origins.
Right. Is it empathy, self-preservation, some kind of vampire community thing starting?
It forces Tommy and us to question everything. Her transformation isn't just powers. It's like her whole moral compass got rewired.
Completely reordered.
So Tommy, faced with this, Jody saving the vampire who turned her, having him heal in their loft, he can't handle it. And he does something, well, unbelievable.
He hires those biker skulkers, right? The ones who bronzed his pet turtles.
Zelda and Scott, yeah. He gets them to cover Jody and the vampire in conductive paint and bronze them together in these huge vats.
It's his solution. Permanent.
Bizarre.
What does that act, the bronzing, reveal about Tommy? His way of dealing with utter chaos.
I think it's the ultimate Tommy move, isn't it? That mix of naive, gentle soul and like extreme weird pragmatism.
Yeah. He can't fight the supernatural head-on, so he finds this uniquely human, utterly absurd way to just contain it, put it in a box. Or, well, bronze.
It's control born from feeling totally powerless.
Yeah.
And it shows his devotion to Jody, but also he has limits. He needs his own kind of order, even if it's bronze statues of vampires.
And somehow the police buy the story that the killer just went down with the yacht.
Helped along by Tommy and a bit of a bribe from Lash, the club owner.
Right. But the cops buying it. That's another brilliant Moore touch, isn't it? The system prefers a convenient lie over the unbelievable truth.
Oh, definitely. It reinforces that whole idea. People want things to make sense, even if the explanation is highly unlikely. It's easier than dealing with actual vampires.
Much easier for the paperwork, I imagine. But wait, it doesn't end there.
No. That phone call from Steve, the med student.
Right at the end. Confirming his theory, he thinks Jody's condition is reversible. It adds this whole other layer, this possibility for the future.
So after all the chaos, the acceptance, the bronzing, suddenly there's a potential cure. Does that mean a return to conventional normal? Or has Tommy's idea of normal just shifted too much already?
I think it's shifted, hasn't it? His final thoughts. He's not afraid of a normal, boring life anymore.
He embraces the adventure with Jody, says he
Right.
loves her, plans to write a book about it all.
Exactly. So the cure isn't necessarily about going back to square one. It's maybe just another dimension to their already completely unconventional normal. Life and love can be wild, unpredictable, and yeah, totally unique.
So we've gone on quite the journey, from Jody's shocking, almost euphoric
To
transformation,
Tommy's arrival from the Midwest into total mayhem.
and watched their incredibly weird lives crash together into this bizarrely functional love story. We've sort of unpacked how Moore uses humor and absurdity to talk about some pretty deep themes.
Yeah, we've seen how love can just pop up in the absolute strangest places, how identity gets really fluid when the extraordinary hits, and the amazing ways people adapt, finding their own kind of normal when the world goes nuts.
Right. So it leaves you thinking, doesn't it? In a world where the ordinary can become extraordinary overnight, where the mundane slams into the supernatural,
Hmm.
what are we really willing to accept? Or even embrace when it comes to love and how we define our own normal?